Over a period of 3 days this week, I consumed a lot of content from all over India. Where we are at a time where the world is still not normalized and everyone is taking precautions and being safe while we're integrating into some form of sanity, I thought of presenting you some of my suggestions you can check out on various OTT platforms focusing on our favorite genre, thrillers. I know the crime and mafia genre online is getting a bit repetitive and exhausting, but these are suggestions that are definitely not your run-of-the-mill forgettable thrillers. Getting right into it, here is Tried&Refused Productions with 8 original and extremely unique Indian movie thrillers you need to watch now. Memories. After watching the engaging storytelling in the Prithvi Raj Tara Mumbai Police, I went through his filmography and checked out another film talked about in various forums titled Memories, directed by Jeetu Joseph, the capable director that brought us Drishyam as well. The movie is an example of a brilliantly designed screenplay which focuses on ASP Sam Alex, played by Prithvi Raj, who is currently a pessimistic recluse and an alcoholic, dealing with a traumatic event that has affected him personally and professionally. How due to his capabilities, he is reinstated to a case that invariably has many ties to how his life has turned out currently, is a beautifully designed thriller. Exceptional performances, technically exemplary, especially the cinematography by Sujit Vasudev, an aching human story dealing with loss, retracing its path with ease and conviction, plausible and believable in many ways. Memory is a very skillfully designed film that you will appreciate for its storytelling. You can watch this film on Disney+HOTSTAR. Gumnami, a film that had extremely polarizing opinions as it came out, was the Srijit Mukherjee directed film Gumnami. The movie sheds light on a journalist who is a pessimist when it comes to the history of Subhash Chandra Bose and how when he is instructed to cover every facet of the great freedom fighter, it creates horse blinders in his life to explore every facet of the individual, so much so that it becomes an absolute obsession. The movie aims at debunking and exploring several theories around Subhash Chandra Bose and very categorically brings into light several contributions of the great leader that have been ignored by mainstream media and the Indian education system.
My thing is that a filmmaker's duty is to ask questions, not to give answers.
The movie, I concede, can be criticized for technical aspects such as comedic gags, its slow pace, and its dramatic pitch. But when the film is covering details on a person who has such mysticism, debate, and folklore around him, you're bound to spend time on several facets, which the film does so. It is an experience that will enrich you with information you may have never known. And Srijit Mukherjee, with his direction and especially Anirban Bhattacharya, outdo themselves with this film. The film is a humble reminder of how Subhash Chandra Bose was left as nothing but a column in our history textbooks. MULSHI Pattern, a film that will absolutely blow you away and more importantly surprise you, is the 2018 Marathi film titled MULSHI Pattern, directed by Praveen Tarde. This movie opened my eyes of the reality and hardships of a section of society in India that I had no idea about. The movie focuses on the plight of farmers as they sell their lands to builders, only to transition to take up blue-collar jobs around corporate buildings set up on their once owned lands. A reality of the Mulshi Tehsil of Maharashtra, the movie sheds light on the degradation of the quality of life for the farmer due to urbanization, development, and commercialization, the invasive ways of capitalism to lure simple-minded folk, leading to a sense of resentment and aimlessness within the agro-based economy. The movie, through the character Raula, who indulges in crime and extortion and dislikes his father for his sorry state, sheds light on a journey devoid of love and stability, full of power and influence, only to understand in retrospect we became something we never intended to become. This film, a movie of cops tackling crime, but more than that, the human journey of a boy just wanting his father to smile, is a must-watch for everyone. From veteran actors like Mohan Joshi and Mahesh Manjrekar to a goosebump-generating portrayal of an uninhibited youth by Om Bhatkar, the film will open your eyes to a reality you may have never known or understood. I got to know this film might get remade, and I'm not a fan of that news. By the way, there's a scene where a cop makes sure a gangster is humiliated in the thana in front of his fellow officer's son, which has a separate fan base altogether. You'll know when you see it. 99. Before Raj and DK became the iconic duo that presented us hilarious and exciting thrillers, they directed an enjoyable film titled 99 starring Kunal Khemu, Cyrus Brocha, Soha Ali Khan and Baman Irani. The film was a below average grosser in the box office and barely anyone knew about it coming into theaters. Set in 1999, the movie focuses on Sachin and Zara Mood, two small-time crooks who are indebted to a bookie and get introduced to the deep, seedy world of cricket betting. From the art of betting and body body language clues in gambling, the never-ending relationship between debts and favors, focusing on the dirty reality of the sport, especially prevalent in the late 90s, and some hilarious writing and performances, 99 is an extremely enjoyable and surprising thriller viewing experience.
अभी बात करें?
देखिए, मुझे आप लोग एक हफ्ते का टाइम दीजिए, मैं पैसे।
ए बाबा, एक हफ्ते का वक्त नहीं है।
ओके, फ्राइडे
तक का भी टाइम नहीं।
सैटरडे।
ए बार्गेन कर रहा हूँ क्या? बहुत बात कर दे।
फ्राइडे।
मैं मारता हूँ उसको अभी। चुप बैठ।
The film may on the surface just be a carefree thriller, but is actually a very convoluted premise, with several characters and eccentricities presented as if one cohesive unit. I would highly recommend you catch this film on YouTube. It doesn't get the love it truly deserves. Joy Baba Felunath. For many of us ignorant non-Bengalis, when we think of stories of crime thrillers that have come from West Bengal, we only think of the iconic duo of Byomkesh Bakshi and Ajit. But when I got introduced to the fascinating world created by Satyajit Ray's short stories, I was most intrigued by private detective Feluda, accompanied by his cousin Tapesh, and in the film adaptations by the enjoyable thriller writer Jatayu, the trio aimed to come to the bottom of the most convoluted cases. Where a lot of people would recommend Sonar Kela, which was the first introduction to the trio in film, I would highly recommend the second investigation thriller involving the iconic characters, titled Joy Baba Felunath, which released in 1979. Set in one of Satyajit Ray's favorite locations, Banaras, the film focuses on the trio who had gone for a holiday but are inquired to investigate a case regarding the theft of an extremely extravagant and expensive Ganesh statue. The sense of realism with its depiction of getting to the bottom of the case, the screenplay that presents several hints throughout its running minutes, creating a well-designed crime thriller, the influence of detective literary material, and how it intersperses with the actual case presents a movie that still stands the test of time. This is a world and characters that will definitely intrigue you to know more. You can catch this film on YouTube with English subtitles. Karthik Calling Karthik. A movie that somehow just went by without anyone noticing was the 2009 Vijay Lalwani directed film Karthik Calling Karthik. A movie that focuses on Karthik, played by Farhan Akhtar, who is an extremely reserved and average bloke who has a crush on a girl who barely knows he exists. How through mysterious phone calls, Karthik musters up the courage to progressively improve his personal and professional life, leading to a downward spiral of sorts as the characters come to terms with his mental state is the premise of the movie. What's fascinating about the film is that it is one of the few films in Hindi cinema that explored the gamut that comes with mental health and several conditions. The movie, which was a disaster in the box office, presented a thriller tale that led to one of the most intriguing plot twists in the genre. Devoid of star theatrics and a macho male lead, the film is a breath of fresh air as it focuses on the premise entirely. I cannot tell you much about the film as the origin of the calls and the mental state are all tells in the compelling story. You can watch the film on Netflix. Lappa Chappi. A movie that I saw on a whim and absolutely surprised me was a Marathi film titled Lappa Chappi that released in 2016. The movie is technically a horror film, but I would like to include it in this video as it strays away from the horror genre tropes of jump scares and a blaring background score that never seems to stop playing. It has the ability to create an immersive viewing experience and builds the screenplay for moments of big reveals and several twists and turns. The film focuses on a couple that presumably due to excessive debt travel to a village until things cool down in the city. The wife, played with such conviction by Pooja Sawant, is 8 months pregnant. How the story slowly progresses and showcases spirits of children, an eerie recorder, and a troubling tradition creates a recipe perfect for an edge-of-the-seat thriller. The movie is honestly such a surprise in this genre, which is sadly depleting, or is only presenting novel attempts few and far between. Usha Nayak and her eyes will give you the creeps. This movie, directed brilliantly by Vishal Furia, is also getting remade in Hindi. I would highly recommend you catch the original on Z5. Aranya Kandam. When someone recommends you to check out the first directorial venture of the man who created Super Deluxe, you just do it. The 2011 film Aranya Kandam is a film that made me reminisce Guy Ritchie's near-perfect film Snatch, a neo-noir thriller that focuses on several factions, from aging gangsters to an underprivileged buffoon, from a steamy but naive affair to a bond that can never be broken. When you watch this on Disney+HOTSTAR, you sadly have to be subjected to many blaring beeps of censorship and abrupt cuts but I have to tell you that the payoff is so worth it. While checking out so many films from regional cinema, you also realize the sheer acting talent our country possesses. Screw that, Jackie Shroff killing it in a Tamil film is a testament to how boundless his talent is. The beautiful writing that interlinks several stories, all going for the one prized possession that keeps on changing hands, in this case a bag of cocaine, is a thrilling ride that clearly showcases no wonder the same man created the gem that was super deluxe. You can catch this unique and engaging thriller on Disney+HOTSTAR. And that was a video, guys. Write down in the comments below if you have some video ideas for our channel. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.